Hi, I'm Sherry. I want to welcome you to my studio today. I pulled out some mixed media paper, 90-pound rough texture, and I have out my full bucket of watercolors. I personally find them kind of intimidating. And once again, the challenge this month is to use the color yellow, at least one of the following: watercolor, the theme of summer, rubber stamping, and leafing, as in gold or silver leafing. So a year ago, we were driving through South Dakota and saw fields after fields after fields of sunflowers, and that's what I thought of when I saw the word yellow. I have kind of sketched out a rough outline. So I don't have very many watercolors. I have some watercolor pencils, and I have these little pots. They're called Twinkling H2Os, and they used to be made by the company that has since become Color Art. I don't believe they're made anymore. But I love them, and they're all nice and sparkly. I don't know if you can tell that. So I have 6 primary and secondary watercolor tubes, and they all dried completely out. I do have a few Daniel Smith in like 3 different colors. But so I cut open the tube and I just plopped out some chunks of paint. See my chunks of watercolor. Whoops, I snorted for y'all. Whoops, dropped one. That dropped it again. Oh, goodness. No matter how good you tape it down, it always buckles. At least when I do it. Of course, as I've said 1,000,010 times, this is not a medium I'm comfortable in. Which, wasn't that the entire point of the kickstart? Now I want to do some splatter. Whoa, not that big a splatter. One of the things called for this month is watercolor. One is yellow and another is rubber stamping. I have this old orange StazOn that I'm going to use on this passion flower stamp, not to get an actual image, but to just provide some visual texture. This passion flower is very reminiscent of a sunflower, but obviously not a sunflower, and much too large. But I like that it gives some variation in color, because otherwise it just looks like a kindergartner painted it, which is about the level of my watercolor skills. When I thought about doing this piece, I immediately thought about this stamp. I didn't remember that it was a passion flower, but I immediately thought of it. I'm using some watered down acrylic now, again to add more texture, more color variation, though not enough. I think I need to use some yellow ochre. And add a little drop of sepia to that, just a little drop. These are Inktense pencils, and I'm dipping them in water, and I say them, but it's one. I don't even have a watercolor mop brush. I am so bad at watercolor that I don't really even try. We'll see what happens. Well, this is entirely too juvenile, so I am going to turn it into something that is more my style by collaging. This is a laser print, so I don't have to worry about water screwing up the ink. This is extremely hard to line up. If I'd known I was going to collage, I probably would have painted edge to edge. Do need to flatten this puppy some more, so I'll turn it over while it dries. So it still needs something. I'm thinking outlines and then some gold leaf. And so I'm going to, I'm always afraid to outline because I am so afraid that I'll get offline. Pardon me if I go out of camera or stick my head under the camera. There are a couple things that as an artist I really don't like doing, and I'm having to do both on this piece. One is cutting. I absolutely hate to cut. That's why most of my collage involves pieces that are torn. Another is outlining, because, well, I go off too often. It's like I have these little paranoias about certain things, and outlining is one of them. I know, I'm weird. All right, time to do some leafing. And quite frankly, I always screw up leafing by getting it all over my fingers. It's not stiff enough. Thanks for watching my video. Please leave any questions or comments you might have, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you'll subscribe.